is National Safety Month, and Josh Landrum is here with TWRA. He's an officer with Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency. Good to see you, Josh.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Well, I know obviously people are ready to get out and enjoy Tennessee, you know, the rivers and lakes, and they're boating, and a lot of people, let's face it, a lot of people are not experienced boaters. That's where they get into trouble, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. And here in Tennessee, we're fortunate to have some of the most beautiful lakes and rivers in the country. And because of that, we get a lot of boat traffic, especially in the Nashville area and in the Middle Tennessee area. So, you know, a lot of things that we're seeing out there when boaters get out there is, you know, we're starting to get a lot of inexperienced, and they're just not familiar with our waterways when they're getting out there because they're renting vessels, things like that. So that's one of the things that we want to be looking out for. You know, people need to be looking out for when they go to our lakes and rivers, is become familiar with those waterways before they get out there. And also just making sure they're not drinking and driving, and that's a big problem that we have been running into here recently also.
Leads into the next question. About hundreds of these accidents are related to alcohol and drug use. Is that the primary culprit in a lot of these accidents that you see?
Yes, yes. The primary culprit is alcohol and drugs, and a lot of our boat wrecks that we're having, we're finding that to be a primary factor in these accidents.
We see that accidents were up 120% from 2013 to 2014. So tell us about the drug and alcohol laws on the water, and how different are they from when you're driving a car?
Okay. For the most part, they're very similar. You know, it's illegal to drink and drive. Well, it's illegal to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol while you're driving. There is one difference on the waterways. There is no open container law on the waterways, so the driver can physically be drinking alcoholic beverage while he's driving the boat. We don't recommend that at all, and we always recommend to have a sober driver. But other than that, the penalties are similar to DUI, is, you know, with BUI. So the laws are pretty much the same. If you can't do it on the road, you can't be doing it on the waterways either. So.
As you mentioned at the top of this segment, many of the vessels involved are rented, or someone lets a friend, a guest at maybe their lake house, take their boat out, take out the jet skis. The kids get on the jet skis or the Sea-Doos, and they're not used to them. They're not familiar with the operation of that vehicle. That's a big part of this problem, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. You know, when people borrow vessels or rent vessels, they're unfamiliar with where the safety equipment is on that vessel lots of times. So that's something that, you know, if you're going to rent a vessel or borrow somebody's boat, make sure you ask them, you know, where are your life jackets at? Where's the fire extinguisher at? Where's the boat registration at? Become familiar with that boat before you get out there on the waterway. Become familiar with the lake or the river before you get out there, and that will help prevent a possible accident.
If you rent a boat, though, if you go to a marina or wherever you might rent a boat or rent a jet ski, is it required that you have a brief class or some instruction before, you know, you get the keys and go out?
Yes, the places that rent vessels, they are required to give a brief safety lesson to the renter, and they're also required to show them where the safety equipment is on the vessels.
I can't overstate the importance of flotation devices, life jackets. A lot of people, they may have them on the boat, but nobody knows where they are, or they don't put them on when they go out on the water. Let's stress the importance of those, because you might find yourself in a situation you never anticipated, and you need that flotation device to save your life.
That's correct. Yeah, the biggest accident prevention tip that we could stress is wear your life jacket. You know, have the appropriate size life jacket on, have it buckled, have it zipped where it's supposed to be zipped and buckled, and be wearing a life jacket. the agency, we have a program called Wear It Tennessee, where we have college intern students, and you know, some of the folks might have seen the boat out there on our waterways, but we have a agency boat, and they'll pass out life jackets for free to boaters.
Terrific.
So that's one program that we as an agency are trying to do to, you know, help prevent accidents and help to save lives.
And is it true you have a new style, or there is a new style of life jacket out that you wanted to promote? I understand. I don't know if they're more streamlined and.
Yeah, they're it's called an automatic PFD, an automatic personal flotation device.
Okay.
They're small, they're comfortable to wear. They come in a belt style, and they also come in like a suspender style. And it just they're great because you can wear it, and you know, I wear it all day long, every day I'm out there on the water, and you'll just forget that it's there, and it just becomes a part of you, and that's what the big benefit of those life jackets are.
You think of them as being rather cumbersome, kind of bulky, hot in the sun, but boy, you could save your life.
Yes. Yep.
Saturday is the most likely day to have an accident, I understand, obviously, with so many people on the water on the weekends. What adds to the problem of the boaters on Saturdays?
Okay. The nature of our waterways, there's no lanes out there for travel, there's no speed limit, and if you've been on one of our lakes or rivers on a July 4th or Memorial Day weekend or a nice summer weekend day, you'll see there's tons of boats out there, boats going everywhere. And so that's, whenever you go out there on a Saturday, you need to be very cautious, paying attention to where you're driving. You know, have your passenger help you look for other boaters. It is required by the state to keep a proper lookout. So that is a requirement. It's a state law that boaters have to keep a proper lookout while they're out there to help avoid a collision.
Okay, make sure you've got your flotation device. That's one of the most important tips I think you shared with us. All
Yes.
right. Well, you stay safe as well, and thank you for sharing such good advice for us to have a fun but safe summer on the water. All right. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.